Hello, folks, fans and friends, and fellow preppers, and maybe a few survivalists out there. This is the old cavalry prepper with a new idea on an old topic. Are you tired of watching prepper channels who have guys who are in a lot better shape than you are, who have a brand new truck, who have 162 acres of prime wilderness land with a lake or a stream, lots of animals to kill, and a cabin which just happens to be out there? Are you tired of watching programs about multi-million-dollar preppers and their multi-million-dollar bunkers under their home with 3 years worth of supplies and wine and a private chef that they might take with them into Armageddon? And if you're like me, you're not going to head out because you have no place to go. You're going to hunker down in your home that you've sweated and paid for, and you're going to survive right where you are. Well, maybe this is the lecture for you. So, a little bit about myself. I was born in the Central Valley of California in a time when we didn't lock our doors, when we knew our neighbors were usually family, when the seasons taught us to be afraid or to be happy. And it also determined what foods we would eat. I lived in a small agricultural town. My mom and dad and myself, we would work in dirty orchards, or sometimes really cold orchards or rainy orchards, harvesting walnuts and almonds and those filthy pecans. And we cleaned them and we drove them 100 miles to the San Francisco Bay Area. We sold them to what was then called health food stores. Later on, after I graduated high school, went up to the high Sierras for college. Never finished, but I'll tell you, had a heck of a good time. Came down here to the Bay Area. I'm in Richmond, which is just north of Oakland, Berkeley. Met my wife, and we made a home here. We raised 2 wonderful girls. I made a lot of great friends. I've taught deaf children. I worked in high-risk security. I was a writer. I guess I still am. And I'm a full-time 3rd-generation herbalist and herbal teacher. And now I'm a prepper. Why? Well, once you've lived through a major earthquake, once you have seen the beautiful Oakland Hills burn and 2,000 homes produced ash, thankfully not ours. You realize that, maybe you should put something aside, like food, and water, and medicines, and a place to hunker down in, and tents, and all kinds of things. And when you've lived through a pandemic, as you all have, then you've probably run out of stuff. Or if you've been hit with flood, fire, ice storm, snow, hurricane, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. So this channel will not be gloom and doom. I'm tired of it. I plan to survive. I plan to live, and heck, if I have to use my wheelchair to roll out into the setting sun, then that's what I'll use. I'll be eating a steak. Well, I'll be gumming it at least. And I'll have a 45 in one hand, and I'll be fighting off zombies with my cavalry sword. Yep, I'm going to use that to cut through the BS that we see on a lot of channels. In the next year, we're going to actually do some experiments on topics that they tout. We're going to make our own medicines, which I already do. Going to talk about preservations of foods that maybe you grow or maybe not, but you can buy extra and then preserve them. Or you can pack away food, store food that, well, if you run out during this time of pandemic, you know what you need, but maybe we can add a little to your knowledge and to your taste buds. We're going to do all of that in the coming year. One thing that this channel won't have is politics. We're not going to talk about liberals or conservatives and their attitudes. We're going to talk about you. We're going to talk about trying to get through the hard times, like our grandparents or our great grandparents, or in my case, I don't know, man, my parents. So I hope you'll join us. I hope you'll come in live and you'll watch us. I hope to have some friends on, some guests. And if I can find my video camera, which suddenly disappeared in my bedroom, I think my laundry ate it. It's gone. Then we'll go out, and over the months, we will see what we've planted. We'll see what is growing out there. We will see what we can hunt in an urban environment, even though it might not be legal, I don't think anyone is going to miss a few wild turkeys. I know I sure won't, because they eat my roses. And every winter, there's a lot of geese out here, a lot of ducks. So we're going to talk about that. Hey, we'll even talk about recipes for pigeons, known as squab. Hey, they taste pretty good in broth. I even had a whole class on that once. So friends, I'll let you know when I'm broadcasting, and I hope you'll join us. I know that a lot of you have lives, will be working, so I'm going to keep these as short as I can, but packed full of info just for you. So, oh, the cavalry thing. This is in honor of my late brother, Staff Sergeant John Garcia, who spent 22 years in the U.S. Army, served his nation honorably, and I miss him. Miss him terribly. He was in the 1st Cavalry Division, Air Mobile, and in his later years, he made a shrine to everything cavalry. And his hat, so kind of a Civil War knockoff. This cord here is a green and buff cord, meaning that the wearer was part of the medical service. But I have other hats I'll be wearing also. So again, take care. Please be happy. Please be healthy. And the next time I see you, or at least the time after that, I might have some new chompers because they're being made as we speak. Yeah, they pulled out 5. Thank God I didn't feel a thing. Afterwards, it was a little rough. So again, bye-bye. Love y'all.